Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of video podcasts coming from figuredrawingonline.com. It's a website dedicated to providing lectures and tutorials on how to learn to draw. This website has two lots of tutorials. The first lot is for beginners to intermediates, where the very basics of anatomy are discussed, but mostly it concentrates on how to get a basic grip on how to learn to draw a human figure. This series of lectures for beginners to intermediates will be followed by a series of lectures for advanced class, and that will deal in details with the bones, with the muscles, origins of muscles, insertions and their function, their action, and also on elements of drawing. So these are the video podcasts for the class of beginners to intermediates, and in this first one we will be talking about the rib cage. The rib cage is a large mass in the body, and essentially if you are to just draw very schematically a rib cage, and like I said earlier, we will not talk about bones or muscles in this video podcast. Those are reserved for the lectures that you can find on the website. So if you want more detailed lectures, you will need to head over to www.figuredrawingonline.com. So essentially, this is a very simple representation of a rib cage. In the front, we have a bit that is called a sternum, and that is attached to the ribs. Now, I'm very quickly just indicating how the ribs run. So in this particular drawing, the simple way how to imagine a rib cage would be an egg-like shape, following the schematic that I just did there. So in the front we have this bit, and from that one we have ribs that run towards the back. It is quite important to know the bones, to know the muscles, because they will give us a further clue in terms of how to draw the human figure. I'm going to in the next episode we will be talking about the pelvis. Nevertheless, I will just briefly indicate whereabouts it is, because we need to start somewhere, and pelvis is very important. I'll just place it as a box-like shape in perspective. And from then on, we will have the legs coming down and the other leg coming that way. Now you can see that the way I'm approaching this drawing is only simplifying the complex shapes into more manageable, smaller chunks. So the human body is extraordinarily complex in shapes, and it's near impossible to draw it if you want to just if you're just looking at it. You need to know actually what's happening under the skin in order to be able to do a convincing drawing. As I said earlier, for those details you will need to have a look at the full lectures, but just for this quick example, and somewhere there we will put in the arm. Now I'm running these lines, they're called contour lines, that very briefly allow us to see where the direction of the mass that I'm drawing. For example, this hand here, I just imagined it as a cylinder, and if you imagine a cylinder and you run these contour lines along the length of it, you can see how that cylinder, where is it positioned in space. So those lines are extraordinarily important in terms of where I'm putting them. In terms of defining the shape that we're putting in. I will just quickly indicate this leg here, so it gets a bit of a shape what we're doing. And again, run the contour lines, so that will give us a general shape of how things run. And again, a neck is just another cylinder here. Now in terms of shading, I will not go into that just yet. I will touch upon it in a later episode of this video podcast. The main thing that I would like to get across is dealing with the mass, because that will determine everything. The smaller bits, like the nipples or the belly button, and all these smaller bits pretty much follow the larger bits. So if the rib cage turns, the smaller bits will follow. So we don't need to be concerned at the beginning with the smaller bits. Just work out the mass, which way it's headed, which way it's turned, and what is its position, what is its shape and size in relation to the other parts. So this same drawing, I could do the same thing only in only in boxes. So there's the pelvis is turned that way a little bit less. It's more the back. We have the spinal column, the clavicles, and this is absolutely simplified schematic of that drawing. And then when we can put in the leg. And then the other one facing more that way. That's the side of it. And you can see from this very quick sketch that if I understand, and then you can put in the rest of the body. If I understand how the large masses are distributed and their relationship, it is much easier to draw the body, to draw the representation of the human form. So that's about it for this very quick video podcast. The points that I would like to make is you look at the larger mass first, simplify the larger mass in terms of shapes into simple geometric shapes that you are able to place in the space for a cube sitting on a surface. You can follow that with that. You can put it in perspective fairly easily, and that's at the heart. That's the key to figure drawing, to break down the complex shapes into more manageable forms that you can indicate on your sheet of paper. Thank you very much for watching, and the next episode of video podcast coming from figuredrawingonline.com will be on the pelvis.